الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Gentlemen and girls, it's my pleasure time to be with you today, and I'm going to talk about mega goal 4 for the second high school and secondary stage. What I wanna from you, gentlemen and girls, I wanna look at that page 58, and open your box on that page, and you should to follow me. Today we are going to talk about listening activity. What I want from you, I want you to pay attention for listening activity, then to practice listening by these slides and to follow me on your page. Okay, here we have in this slides or in this lesson, gentlemen and girls, we are going to talk about these skills or that functions and structures that we are going to talk about it in these sections. We have listening and pronunciation and speaking. In this slide, we are going to talk about that the students, boys or girls, that they are able to listen to different activities and different situations, okay, by practice listening. Also, the students are able to improve their listening ability in 2-word and 3-word verbs, stress in the place on the second word that we are going to give you an exercise about listening activity, and to see that the stress means that the pressure, and we have different kinds of intonations. We have secondary intonation, secondary, tertiary, and primary and pitch. This is we call it stress. In English we call it you have to stress for the second section of the particle, okay, of the particle. At the end of this lesson, okay, we are going to also to practice pronunciation. Also, the students are able to learn how the chocolate or dark chocolate comes from, or which kind of that. What is the tree of cocoa? Okay. By the way, gentlemen and girls, here we have these pictures. What can you see? What is that? What is that? What is that picture? And what is that picture? Okay, food myths. Okay, by the way, you see this one, it's ready for eat. What about this one? It's not ready for eat. There are many procedures and many steps that to going on manufactured in order to get this one, in order to see this and ready for eating, okay? And this is the way and the procedures and the steps for making chocolate or dark chocolate. Okay, how can we collect dark chocolate? How can we make a chocolate? There are many processes, okay, and many procedures and many processes that we have to follow it. Look at the second slide, gentlemen. We have here listening activity. What I want from you, gentlemen and girls, okay, I want you to listen for this passage, okay, and pay attention for it and focusing on it. And there are many steps and many procedures, many processes that making the chocolate, okay, the bar of chocolate. As you see here, to create a bar of chocolate, there are many procedures, many steps. Okay, let's see with each together, okay, the listening activity here. Okay, on page 59, listen.
Listen to the process for creating a bar of chocolate. At each stage in the process, the chocolate has a different name. Write these names in the correct order in the chart.
Chocolate comes from the cacao tree, a tree that grows in the tropical rainforests of a number of countries, including Brazil, Indonesia, the Ivory Coast, and Ghana. The first step in turning cacao into chocolate candy is the harvesting of cacao pods. Unlike many modern crops, cacao pods must be harvested by hand instead of machine. After workers pluck each pod by hand, they open the pods with a long knife called a machete. Then the workers take out the cacao or cocoa beans and throw away the husks. Workers place the beans in large piles and cover them with banana leaves. The beans are left there for about a week. During this time, the beans turn a deep, rich color, and the cocoa flavor and aroma develop. This process is called fermentation.
Fermentation, yes.
After fermentation, the beans are scooped into sacks and shipped.
Yeah.
Page 59.
We have to stop here and to see where can we get, from where that we can get a bar of chocolate. Okay, as you see, gentlemen here and girls, chocolate comes from where? Cacao tree. There is a tree. There is a tree for cacao. Okay, where does it grow? Where can we find it? In which where? In which place? You can find it in tropical rainforest of number of countries, like what? Brazil, Indonesia, the very coast, and Ghana. Okay, and there are many procedures, many steps. What is the first step, or what is the first procedures? Okay, here we have the first steps of cacao. Chocolate can be harvested by what? By cocoa pods. Okay, unlikely it can be harvested by what? By hand. First of all, it can be collected and harvested by hand. No machine at all. Okay, then after collecting, they take a long knife and open the pods and take up or bring the beans from inside, then put it in the long leaves of banana. You know, long leaves of banana. Keep it 1 week. Keep it 1 week until the color it will be changed. It could be dark brown like that. You can see here. And then open it with a long knife that's called machi, and then cocoa beans through and mask the cover of it. Leave the banana leaves on it. Okay, after that it can be covered and it can be also colored. Okay, we have to go to the second slide, which is talking about
Page.
the second one. Also, it is continue for the manifest of chocolate,
59.
but here
Color and the cocoa flavor and aroma develop.
develop. Yes,
This process is called fermentation.
fermentation.
After fermentation, the beans are scooped into sacks and shipped to chocolate manufacturers.
Yes, now once
Once the manufacturers
Yes.
receive a shipment of beans, they get down to the business of processing the cocoa.
yes,
into
many
chocolate.
process.
The manufacturing process involves many steps, including roasting the
Roasting.
beans at extremely high temperatures,
High temperature.
separating the shell from the inside of the bean,
Yeah,
and getting rid of the shells.
yeah, change,
The broken
remove it.
bean bits that remain are called nibs.
Nibs,
The
the
nibs
second
are then
step.
crushed up into cocoa mass and melted.
We call it cocoa mass. This, the third
Manufacturers
one.
blend the melted cocoa mass with milk and sugar. These ingredients are
Ingredients?
churned until they become a brown powder called crumb.
Crumb,
Cocoa butter is added to the crumb.
crumb,
This mixture becomes a thick liquid called chocolate paste.
paste. Yeah, chocolate paste.
The paste is put
The one
into a
before the
machine
last?
that smooths it out. The liquid chocolate is then poured into molds.
Yes.
Finally, the chocolate cools down, is taken out of the mold, and becomes a chocolate bar.
Yes, it will become as a chocolate bar. Okay, this is about chocolate. Okay,
Page
now
59.
now we have to, as I told you, gentlemen and girls. Okay, here we have the process and the steps. Okay, from the first step until the end. What are the procedures? What are the process that part of chocolate could be passed from this way? Okay, or from this manufacturers. Okay, the first one. What do you think? What do you think? If you wanted to get a bar of chocolate, okay, if you wanted to get a good one chocolate to eat it, what is the first step you have to put it here? What do you think? Bean, chocolate bar, cocoa mass, paste, pod, nib, and crumb. Which one? What do you think? According to your opinion and according to the previous listening, what do you think? The first one. I think you agree with me. This one. Okay. Yes, bod. Bod, as I told you, it can be collected and harvested by hand, not by machines, but by hands. It can be harvested by this one. Then after bod, it will be, and it becomes like bean. No, bean. Okay, not nib. It could be like bean. After bring it the bod, collect it, then take a long knife, cut it, and open it. Take the bees inside from it. Okay, then take it away and make it to cover it 1 week by banana leaves. Okay, the third one, or the third process, it could be like nib. Nib, it could be like after that to going to the manufacturer. Okay, with a high temperature, high temperature that shipped to the other process by manufacture, by machine, not by hands, okay, by machines, okay. A lot of high temperature, then it can be make it in a high temperature with, it could be nib, okay. After that, it could be a cocoa mass. Cocoa mass that mixed like a liquid, okay, like a liquid. It by the hot temperature make it like we call it liquid, and not light liquid, but heavy and thick liquid, okay. This is, it could be like cocoa mass or cocoa mass. After that, it could become then paste, cocoa paste. After that, we can see that the chocolate bar comes ready to eat. This is the process, and this is the steps that you are ready to do it in a bar of chocolate. And there are many procedures and many steps you have to follow it. Okay, this is about listening, number one. Now, we have to move to the other things. Which one is talking about in 2-word and 3-word verbs. The stress is placed on the second word of the first particle. As you see here, here we have, as I explained it before in the previous lessons, okay, we talked about verb and prepositional or particle and adverb also. We call it 2 verbs, phrasal verb, or 3-word phrasal verbs. 2-word phrasal verbs or 3-word phrasal verbs. Like this one. You can see here how many words here we have verb and adverb, and we have the preposition. And this is, we call it particle. This is, we call it particle. And this is, we call it 3-word phrasal verbs. 3-word phrasal verbs. And this one, 2-word phrasal verbs. Like chocolate comes from stress. We have to stress on the second part, or in the second part, or the first part of a particular. For example, here we have a particular. We have to stress here, not in the second. Here, chocolate comes from the cocoa tree. As I told you, gentlemen and girls, it's coming from the tree that grow in the tropical rainforest. Okay, the second one, as you see here, gentlemen and girls, we have here, they receive a shipment of beans. They get down. Okay, get down. That means down. Okay, get down to business or process. Okay, the cocoa into chocolate. Okay, that means make it down. Okay, or to collect it. Okay, the third one. One of the steps in the manufacturing process involves getting rid of. Getting rid. Okay, we have to stress over the second of the shells. The fourth one here we have workers take out. We have stress. That stress means that stress on the word, the second part of the word. Okay, the cocoa beans and throw away the hucks. Okay. And the last one, the chocolate cools down, is taken out of the mold and becomes a chocolate bar. Okay, we have to listen to this, gentlemen and girls. Listen it please carefully and pay attention for that.
In 2-word and 3-word verbs, the stress is placed on the second word, the first particle. Listen and practice.
1. Chocolate comes from the cacao tree. 2. Once they receive a shipment of beans, they get down to the business of processing the cocoa into chocolate. 3. One of the steps in the manufacturing process involves getting rid of the shells.
Yes, okay, number 4.
4. Workers take out the cocoa beans and throw away the husks.
Throw away the husks. The last one, chocolate cools down.
5. The chocolate cools down, is taken out of the mold, and becomes a chocolate bar.
It becomes a chocolate bar. Okay. Can you say it again? Can you listen it to again, please, gentlemen and girls?
59.
I want to see your stress. Okay, listen. Again, please.
In 2-word and 3-word verbs, the stress is placed on the second word, the first particle. Listen and practice.
1.
Chocolate comes from.
Chocolate comes from the cacao tree.
Yes. Get down.
2. Once they receive a shipment of beans, they get down to the business of processing the cocoa into chocolate.
Getting right. Right.
3. One of the steps in the manufacturing process involves getting rid of the shells.
Yeah, getting rid of the shells. Yeah. Number 4.
4.
Out.
Workers take out the cocoa beans and
Away.
throw away the husks.
Yeah, we have right here and we have away and out. Down. Out.
5. The chocolate cools down, is taken out of the mold,
Yes.
and becomes a chocolate bar.
Okay, we have to move to the other
Page
slide.
59.
Okay, now we have some procedures and some advising for you, gentlemen and girls. Okay, we have here for improving your listening activities and speaking activities. The first one is it's a good idea to read aloud from time to time in a class or outside the class. If you bring a piece of paper, for example, magazine, newspaper, whatever, social, you have to use social media, for example, internet by using a mobile smartphone that you can read it. At least one page, 2 pages, you have to read it aloud in order to improve your speaking. When you are read it, okay, by taking, for example, like this mobile, okay, and you have to read it. When you read it, that you can improve your speaking ability. You can improve your speaking ability. The second step or the second procedures here we have, it's also a good idea to listen to the native speaker of any languages. Any language in the world, you wanted to learn it. For example, you want to learn Spanish, French, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, any languages in the world, you want to learn it, you have to listen to the native speaker. Listen and practice, listen and practice. You have to repeat with yourself. And you have to record yourself in order to improve yourself for the pronunciation, okay? Practice and practice and practice more and more and more. It will be, at the end, you will find a good result. It's a good practice for speaking as it gets them saying the words of the language. As I told you, by imitating and by imitating the native speakers. Okay? Here we have, it's a beneficial technique. If you are practice more and more in listening activities by imitating and stimulating the native speakers, try to imitate. You know, so, foreign society, we have to imitate it by language, not by something else. Just by the language, by imitating the new words, by imitating the cultures of how can they use the language, and only that we have to imitate them in language. That's all. Okay. In order to what? In order to learn the language, not something else. Okay. Just to learn a language. That also we have to improve ourselves in imitating the new language in order to be like a native. Or like a native, okay. You will not be like a native, okay. But inshallah, you will try, and then you can be like a native speaker. Anyhow, gentlemen, we have to come to the last one here. It's also a useful skill in real life. How? People do often read short message aloud to each other. In your real life, when you contact with your friends or when you are stay with your family, for example, okay, try to use some words, some English language or any other languages that can help you and improve your language, okay? Here we have the last slide on this lecture or this session. We have to match between group A and group B. We have here, you will see these words in the reading on page 60 and 61. As I told you, gentlemen and girls, we are talking about mega goal 4 for the second and the high stage of secondary school. Okay, you have to open and to read and to find all of these words and to match between them in order to keep it in your mind. Okay, number 1, the existence. Here we have existence with C. You see, please open your book and try to answer and to follow this. Okay, see, the presence of something in reality. Okay, stable. Okay, stable is a common or important item. Okay, with G. Okay, vendor, it is to sell something. With F. Okay, here we have to sell something. And the quandary, we have a quandary here with E. A situation in which someone doesn't know what to do. If you have something you wanted to do, but you don't have a plan, and someone will come to you and help you, we call this one quandary. Okay, in indulgence, we have indulgence here. We call it with D, something that you let yourself have, even though it may be bad for you. And substitute with B, which is something is that used in place of another thing. And the last one, we call it delectable, and with delicious. It's something tasty and sweety. Okay. By this slide, gentlemen, which is vocabulary building, okay, we can come to the end of this lesson. Thank you for your listening, and have a nice time, and goodbye. For Mutual 4, pay attention for that. Thank you.